Why was I looking for the mute button to unmute? But hello, everyone, and welcome to the Executive Innovation Show. So, you don't have more time. You really don't have more time. Time is passing us every single day, every second. We're losing time. But too often, as founders, as individuals, we will say, oh, you know what? I have more time. I'll do this later. But today on the Executive Innovation Show, we're going to really talk about why you shouldn't wait and why this is the time for you to really position yourself and your business for federal readiness opportunities. Okay, so welcome to the Executive Innovation Show. I'm your host, Shevvy, and as your federal and business readiness strategist, I'm here to help you as a tech founder or non-tech founder to turn your federal readiness into revenue. And how do I do that? We help your company to position your company the right way, also making sure that your company is in compliance, because we know when it comes to the federal market, you have to be in compliance. And also outreach, making sure that you know how to connect to the right partners, connect to the right agencies, but also strategic partnership, identifying key individuals that you can partner with to grow your company and position your company for a quicker path to those opportunities to get to the federal dollars. So that is what I focus on, is really helping you as a founder of your business to position your business for federal readiness opportunities. Okay, so welcome, come on in, say hello, let me know where you're joining from, and drop in the chat what you do as well. So I'm streaming live on LinkedIn right here, which is my go-to platform, but also I'm on Facebook. So if you're watching over there, say hello. I have my tea because it is fall, y'all. It's about to be winter here, and it is cold where I'm at. So come on in, say hello. And like I said, drop in the chat where you're joining from. And I'm an author of my book, Woman Breed, Leading Through Life, Career, and Business While Thriving Every Season. And that is available for you to order. So you can click the link in my profile or DM me to learn more. But today we're talking about the fact that you don't have more time, okay? And I'm going to look over at my notes. So more than likely, you're just like me, you're guilty of saying, okay, I'm going to get to that later on. Oh, I have more time to do this specific thing. And if you read my post from, I think it was Monday, and how I shared about my experience when it came to thinking that this is while I was on active duty and I was working readiness. I was the readiness superintendent. Again, my background is retired Air Force after 22 plus years. And when it comes to positioning an organization, a work section about when it comes to their readiness and compliance, your girl, I've done it. Okay. And throughout my time in the military, and the more I look back, y'all, the more I'm like, wow, like readiness, execution, that is my flow. And the leadership, of course, because that is at the center. And I shared on Monday, and maybe you can relate. And if you can relate, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat to let me know that you can relate to this. And I was the readiness superintendent, and I'm sharing this because I want to kind of go a little bit deeper. And it goes back to like, we don't have more time, because I thought I had more time. And this was back in 2016. I was, at a new duty station in the UK. I was going through a divorce, parenting as a single parent for the first time. And I was working readiness, and the base as a whole was going through we had an inspection coming up, an IG inspection for the entire base. So my squadron, they did like a pre-assessment to kind of assess where we were as a squadron. And we got some write-ups because it's a big squadron overall. And as the readiness person, my responsibility was to make sure those write-ups based on all the different sections, we had a deadline to submit. But in my head, in my mind, y'all, I was thinking that I had more time. And too often we have this false time thing to say, hey, oh, I have more time. But in reality, we truly don't. And my boss came to me and he said, hey, Shevvy, how is the reports looking? I was like, oh, we have more time. He was like, no. And I was like, yeah, let me double check. Have you done it? Let me double check. And I double checked, and guess what? They were due that day. That day. And at this time, it's about maybe, I can't recall the exact time, y'all, but it was like either like 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 11 o'clock. And I think it was like either 25 or 30 reports that I had to go in and manually input, okay, respond to the actual write-up and submit. Y'all, I was done, okay? By the time my boss came into my office and was like, Shevvy, did you read the email that you sent to me? Because I was sending my boss the documentation for him to, look over, because it needed a commander's signature. And by that time, I was mentally drained, exhausted, and I thought I was operating because I thought I had more time. But because I didn't have more time, I had to go in crunch mode. And my boss said to me, let's call it a night. Like, because the last email did not make any sense whatsoever. And I'm sharing this story to remind you that as a business owner who is looking to position your company for federal opportunities, you don't want to wait until the federal door opens up again. Like, this is the opportune time for you as a business to say, okay, we have breathing room to position our company, making sure that we have the compliance, making sure that we identify the core agencies, your top 3. Are we in alignment? Have we identified strategic partnership? Because I'm telling you, I've served 22 years. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but from experience, I will say that when the door opens up to the federal market again, money will be flowing because there's going to be a backlog of resources that they need. And that is why you have to be ready, my friend. I have someone here. I'm not sure if you're on LinkedIn or if you're on Facebook, but say hello, drop a hello in the chat. Awesome. We have someone on. Okay, perfect. Come on in, say hello. So this is not the time to wait. I know you like, you know what, we have more time. We don't have more time. None of us have more time. But the time continues to tick away and tick away and tick away. Keep going. So definitely, as the founder, ask yourself, how can you position your company today? Not 3 weeks from now, not next year. Again, I'm going to keep harping on this. It's about now, like with things happening. This is your opportune time to leverage the time that you have, the breathing room that you have to truly position your company. So when the door opens up, you are ready. You have opportunities identified. You're building relationship behind the scenes already. So don't wait for the doors to say, hey, we're open again. So stop waiting for the government doors to open up. Let's start creating momentum, movement, traction. Because when you wait, you lose opportunities. Like my example, I lost time. I lost mental, clarity, time with my kids, because I had to now extend myself to get this specific thing done. And I don't want you to be at that point, especially as a small business. You're already at capacity. You're already at this level where you're like, I cannot burn myself out. And maybe you're at that space right now where you feel like, man, can I handle anything else on my plate? And maybe you can't. And that's why it is important to have someone who is strategic, someone who can support you, someone who can help you create that momentum, but also follow through. You need someone like that in your corner. And that person could be me. And this is what I offer in my Federal Readiness Sprint, which I'll be talking about a little bit more very shortly. Okay. So we don't want to wait. This is a time for implementation. And the 6-week foundation of the Federal Readiness Sprint is for foundation, is the implementation. And maybe like, Shevvy, well, I'm familiar with, the government, but okay, being familiar and doing are two different things. Because a lot of people, we have all the resources, we know where to go, but we don't have the time, the capacity, and sometimes the awareness of how do I execute X? And that's where I come in. With my background, with readiness, leadership, program management, structure, compliance, you are in great hands. Okay. So readiness is not about building, it's not like responding in the moment. Because if I, think about deployments, it's truly about being ready before that time comes. And when I look back on deployments and being a readiness, superintendent, even in deployment environment, even though we are in a foreign country, we are operating, we are still vigilant, we are still operating, we are still ready, because there were times when in a deploy environment, whether that's Iraq, Turkey, different places, you could be sleeping at night and everything is peaceful, but then boom, bombs are being dropped. So how do you just freak out? No, we were already trained and positioned and ready to take the next step. And that is the same type of concept that you want for your business. We want to make sure that you are ready instead of reacting when that door opens up. So my friend, I'm going to call you my friend, and I want you to really think about where you're at. What goals did you set in the beginning of 2025? Have you met those goals? What can you do right now to create a shift? Even if that shift is a mini shift that you need, that could be a shift to get more clear on your vision of where you're trying to go in the federal space. That could be a shift to create more momentum, to get unstuck, to create new opportunities, to build new relationships. Like, you get to choose how ready your company is. And that's why I created the Federal Readiness Sprint. It's truly helping business owners like yourself, especially the small business owners who are eager to create opportunities and grow in the federal market. Because you don't need another full, workshop class. Like, you need execution. You need someone who's going to say, okay, here's where we're at. Here's what you want to do. Now, here are the steps, but also we're doing it. And this is what the 6 weeks experience is going to help you build that foundation, because we want to start with the foundation to create that. Let me slow down, to create that solid foundation. Because too often as small businesses, we're just flowing, including myself. I'm not taking myself out. We're just flowing at times. But it's so important to be federal ready, to be positioned. And this 6 week is going to help you. By the end of the 6 weeks, here are the things that you will experience and execute on. Okay? Clear position and messaging that demonstrates your federal readiness. And I want to share something. So today, the last week and this week has been, well, more this week, the buildup, because I'm in a program. It's a sales program because I want to get better at sales, and, really learn about how my process is, because I don't care to be like, oh girl, like salesy. I want it to be genuine, that connection. So I invest in places that I know I want to grow. I'm not waiting for a lead to come and say, and then like, oh, let me figure out how to do sales. No, I'm already investing in myself. That's part of the readiness. That's my sales readiness. And because I was in this program, And because of my positioning of what I do in J3M Consulting. Hey, Kwame, thank you for joining. Let me know how you're doing. And because of my positioning, an opportunity was brought to me to say, hey, I think you and this individual, Samantha, who is usually here on my live, will be a great fit for this opportunity in this state. And they're looking for consultant to do BD in the construction. Because of my positioning, now there's a partnership between Samantha and I, but also now, we have another person who's local in that state. Now the three of us, Samantha, Shevvy, Diamond, now we created a partnership and we just submitted an RFP, responded to an RFP. This all ties into readiness, my friend, and positioning. And this is what the 6-week opportunity is about. So if you are like, hey, I may need this, then this 6-week experience is for you. So again, that was just the first thing that I'm sharing. Clear positioning. Why is it that individuals always want to call you at the wrong time? So clear positioning, because too often as a small business owner, we can be all over the place. And we need clear guidance and execution. But also when you go through the 6-week Federal Readiness Sprint Bootcamp, you get a personalized one-page readiness plan to close operational and compliance gap. Because too often people are missing things. Compliance is going to stop you from getting that money. You have to be not only ready, but compliant ready as well. So all of that we focus on, but we execute. We make sure if we don't have it, guess what? You're going to get it. If you need it, you're going to get it. The 6-week is the foundation to set you up for success. Also, clarity on which agency to target. Too often we are trying to go into this big ocean of all the opportunities. But no, we have to come in, we have to niche down and decide who are the 3 core agencies that I want to partner with, that I can see myself growing with in the next year or 2 or 3 years. Like, we truly want to position our company for success, for sustainability. So if you're like, hey, I want to be in all the different pots of money, you're not for me, because we want focus, we want clarity, and we want execution. Okay. And also in this 6 weeks experience of the Federal Readiness Bootcamp, we're going to focus on defining our strategic partnership. Because we're doing the work, we are gathering. So we're gathering the information, but we're also putting this information in place. And then the last thing, which is needed for the next step, as you tap into the business development aspect, is the momentum to continue and implement. Because too often people go through a process or they go through a program and, well, I graduated, I'm done. And it's like that momentum is gone. No, we are going to continue into the next phase if you choose to, which will be the business development, but we're focused here on the foundation, my friend. So if you are that tech founder, a non-tech founder, and you are at a place in your business where you're looking for something different, you're looking for growth without overextending yourself, then definitely this Federal Readiness Sprint is what you need. If you're looking for clarity, you're looking for structure, but you're also looking for execution, because that's where a lot of people stop and they fail. They don't do what they need to do, which is the execution part. So I'm going to invite you, if you're interested in connecting with me, we start on the 18th of this month. So that is next week. Okay, next week. And this is a small, intimate group, 6 people, because I want to make sure you have the focus. We do what we need to do, but also we make things happen. And now you have that momentum to keep going. So again, you don't have more time. Last month was a hard month for me. I lost my dad, last month. And I spoke to him that Thursday before he passed away, that Monday. And something inside of me said, call my dad, call your dad. And I'm so glad I did. Actually, I spoke to him that Sunday before he passed away that Monday. So, and I'm sharing that just to let you as an individual know, as a business owner know, like we always say, okay, I'm going to do that this time, or I have more time. We don't have more time, friend. So whether it's life, whether it's business, whatever it is, position yourself and your company for those opportunities. Don't wait and say, I have more time. When the doors open up for the government, it's going to flow. And when it flows, I want you to answer, are you ready to capture those opportunities? And if you're like shaking your head like, nah, Shevvy, no, but I need to get there, then I invite you, friend, to DM me the word sprint to learn about the Federal Readiness Sprint and how you can be a part of this intimate community to get things done. Okay. Well, I want to thank Kwame for joining me, for saying hello. And for anyone on Facebook, thank you for joining. If you're watching this later on, #replay, or if you know a business owner who needs to hear this message today, then I invite you to share this with that, share this live, this replay with that person, or connect me in that person. But I will love to see you. DM me, reach out. Any questions that you may have about the sprint, reach out to me and I will be happy to answer those questions. But again, this is for the person, the business owner who is truly ready for a process, position their company for federal opportunities, but also execution. So again, by the end of 6 weeks, you're going to leave with clear positioning and messaging that demonstrate federal readiness, because we have to be federal ready. A personalized readiness plan, which is, again, we're going to be very succinct. That's going to really identify and making sure that you're compliant, but that gap is corrected. Chanel said, oh my, OMG, I'm late. It's all good. You're right on time. Yes, ma'am. Catch the replay. Thank you. Yes. And then the next thing that you're going to walk away with is the clarity on which agency to target and how to align with their priorities. Again, this all fall underneath my J3M consultant side of my business. And also we're going to really identify strategic partners, okay, that are in alignment with what you are doing and where you're trying to go. And then momentum, so that we can implement and create true visibility for you and your company. Hey, Samantha, good afternoon. You just missed the full wrap, but it's all good. I know you will catch the replay, and I shared a little bit about our opportunity that we just submitted for today, because we were positioned and because we were part of a program, and the facilitator of that program identified an opportunity and said, you all will be great for this because of our positioning and our readiness. So again, my friend, thank you all so much for joining. Samantha, Kwame, Chanella, and sliding in at the last, y'all, I'm going to do a live when it comes to making sure that you have the things in place, because with federal contracting, making sure that you have all the things, especially when you're working with teams, different businesses, there might be a struggle, but not in a negative way. I'm going to look at it as a challenge. So I'm going to more likely share about that maybe next Wednesday. Talk about partnership and collaboration and how that go hand in hand with creating opportunities, but also growth. But definitely that was like, and then also making sure in the system, because uploading in the system, that could be something else. But I'm going to retract, because that's going to be another conversation for another Wednesday. And Samantha says she is joining from New Jersey. Yes. And thank you so much for joining. And thank you so much for being a part of the group where we were able to execute this opportunity. And so we cannot wait to see the outcome. And we're going to claim it. We're going to say this outcome is a yes. Okay. But I want to thank you all so much for joining me in the Executive Innovation Show. I'm your host, Shevvy. And as your federal readiness, federal and business readiness strategist. I help tech founders and non-tech founders to turn their federal readiness into revenue. And we do that through positioning, clear positioning, compliance, because we have to make sure that we are in compliant with the different systems, registrations, the RFP, all of it. And also outreach, making sure that we are reaching out to the key agencies, POCs, having conversations, building those connections, and then strategic partnership. And this is something that I've done for myself and also for past clients. And I know as a small business owner, you may be like, I don't have time to go find partnership. Guess what? You can hire me to help you with that as well too. But I would love to see you in the Federal Readiness Sprint, where we start next week. 6 amazing founders I'm looking to support and help them move the needle to start creating traction and positioning their companies for federal dollars. Okay, because we want that money. As a small business, we want to make the money, and I'm here to help you get to the money. Samantha said, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Hashtag readiness. Like that is one of, like, I'll do a lot of things, y'all, at times. I have my leadership side of my business, but that readiness, it is the ecosystem of everything that I talk about, whether that's MAC Leadership Academy, where we do, leadership readiness, wellness readiness, operations readiness, or J3M, where SBIR readiness, this federal readiness, grant readiness. So readiness is the ecosystem. So y'all gonna be like, hey, who's readiness? Who can I contact? Contact Shevvy, okay? All right, y'all. But no, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all next Wednesday. And I am getting ready to host my workshop that I'm hosting this evening. But yes, this was amazing to see you all. I will see you all next Wednesday, and have an amazing day, y'all.